Hi, I'm Jeff Bailey, the founder of Avita Yoga. I'm thrilled to have you joining us, and it's just such a privilege to be opening the Awareness Conference with an Avita practice each morning. I'm sharing with you here from our Yoga Loft location in Boulder, Colorado, and I'd like to give you a few tips about how to get the most from the Avita practice. First of all, it's unlike any yoga that you've ever probably seen or even imagined. It's very doable, and there's no need to accomplish the shapes. That's one of the biggest differentiators. We use the shapes to help bring the blockages to the awareness where they can be dissolved, and when they're dissolved, we get more freedom, both in body and in mind. That's the idea, and it works. Here's a few things that'll help you get the most from the practice. First of all, is a yoga strap. It's about 6 feet long, 5 or 6 feet in length is going to be just fine, and just about anything will do. You could use an old belt. The belt from a bathrobe works nicely, a scarf, an old necktie, something like that will work just fine. So you don't have to rush out and buy one of these. We'll be using a block on occasion. This block is about 3 inches thick, and it's about the size of a hardcover book. So if you don't have one of these around, maybe you can find a thick hardcover book, maybe even one that's blue like this block. You know what I'm talking about. And then probably the most important, useful tool that we have in the Avita practice is a bolster. This one's about 29 inches long, it's about 8 inches thick. It's medium in size and works for just about everybody. But a little bigger, a little smaller will be just fine. If you don't have a bolster laying around the house, then first of all, a firm pillow will do. Any kind of firm pillow will do. You might even be able to find a dense blanket, a dense cotton or wool blanket, and roll a couple of them up, fold them up. We just need something firm and a little bit longish, ideally, to get the most from the practice. But I'll be talking you through different ways of practicing, even if you don't have any of this stuff. Lastly is wall space, which can be a premium for some people in their apartment or their home. So if you can get a little arrangement of the furniture so that you have some free wall space, and set your phone or your computer, your laptop up or whatever. Ideally, if you want me to be able to see you during your practice, then it will be set up a little bit the way I have my camera set up right now, so that I can see your profile or see your yoga mat. The main thing is that you're able to see, you won't be seeing me so much, but you're going to see one of my teachers, Nicole. She's going to be demonstrating the shapes for us. So my words will describe probably 90% of what you need to do. Most of the practice is done with our eyes closed. But every once in a while, you'll need to be able to turn and glance and see the shapes, just to give you a little validation that you're moving in the right direction. There is no perfecting the shapes. It's actually impossible to do Avita yoga incorrectly. And once you get into the practice, you'll see why that is. A yoga mat is helpful because it helps define the space. It can add a little cushion if you have a hard surface, but a yoga mat's really not that necessary. If you have one, great. If you don't, you could fold up a second blanket, lay a couple blankets out so you have a little cushion, and this meditative space defined for you to practice, and maybe you might end up sitting in some of the shapes that you learn as you watch the presentations, the rest of the presentations in the conference. So I'm so excited to share this practice with you, and thank you really for inviting me into your home and into your heart. Namaste.